Well, greetings for color fans, and welcome back here to Metarock's channel. And today I'm doing kind of a different sort of a video. Back in September, I bought a lot of comics. I think it was around 50 comics from, I think it was like Facebook or one of those app things that, people would put local stuff on. And so I bought a lot of about 50 comics for, I think it was $15. I think it's around there. So it was like, it came out to like 33 cents a comic or something, 30 cents a comic, something like that. The only thing is that a lot of them were, had mold, like some of them really bad, others just had a few specks, right? And a lot of them were some coverless, torn up a whole bit. So, there wasn't a whole lot of, value there. But I wanted to get this lot because I wanted to see if I could remove the mold and fix up the comics with my press. Now, this was back when I was in Jersey, so I knew eventually I would be coming back to Florida. And now that I'm here full time, I figured this is a good time to do this, right? So the two that you're seeing here on screen were part of that lot, and they had quite a bit of mold on them. This one had it like all the way down here, and you can still see a little bit up here in the logo. And this one, she had a big spore colony right on her cheek here, and there was some over here. And I've had some pretty good results removing it, thanks to my friend Night Tiger Comics, who suggested that I use aqueous bath with a capful of bleach. Now, I had to put more than a capful to get some of this stuff out. And I'm going to share the process of what I'm doing, just in case you have moldy comics. Don't throw them away unless, I mean, that's up to you. I will say this. This particular mold did not smell and did not seem to be spreading or anything like that. So if it was, if you have allergies, or if the mold is toxic to you, then of course don't even attempt this. But I kept these in my garage until recently, and then started experimenting. So I'm going to show you two comics. This is like the before, right? And then I'm going to show you the process, and I'm going to show you the after, and we're going to see the results. So it's going to be a 3-step video, but it's all going to be in one video. So I'm going to time's going to go by or whatever in the video. All right. So here, let's look at this one here. As you can see, lots of mold there. Now I have remediated a little bit with hydrogen peroxide, but still, it's there. You can really tell the specks on the inside cover there. Okay, this is a Tarzan of the Apes. Let's see what number, 170. Okay, really cool. And other than that, it's in pretty good shape, by the way. A little bit wavy, obviously, because of the moisture, but I'd like to rescue this one. But look at this back page. Look at this back cover. Look at that. It is just peppered with these spore colonies, and there's even some on the inside cover. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of soaking on that page, at least the first wrap there as well. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this so you can see, the before and after. That's one. I'm going to do two at a time. The next one is this Charlton Teenage Love. Not nearly as bad, but you can see there's a huge water stain, tide mark here, and then right through that beautiful lady's face, there's a bunch of mold. No, she's not an alien. That's mold. And on her hands, on her shoulder, and all the way through this lady's bottom of her trousers there. So, I'm going to see what I can do to remove this. Let's look at the inside. By the way, this Charlton is really miscut, as you can see. It's one of those Charltons, the usual quality control or lack of. Can't see too much of the mold through there, a little bit down there, but look at the staining there. So during the aqueous bath, that should all come out. And you see there's some mold that migrated to the first wrap. So I'm going to have to do a little work on that as well. It's a little bit more dicey with the interior pages because they're just so fragile. But I think that's the only thing that has migrated to. Look at the back cover, almost no mold on that. Just a little bit of, there was darker, but of course again with the hydrogen peroxide, I kind of got it a little lighter. And again, not much here at all. other than those tide marks, water stains, whatever. Probably from the staple, that's probably the rust, you know, that spread over. I'm not sure. Looks like there's a staple there. Yeah, that's probably it. But we'll, you know, who knows. So anyway, so that's the before of these two comics. Stay tuned for the process, and then we'll look at the after and see if I get the results I think I'm going to get. I hope this is going to be, you know, something that's going to help out the community out there in case they also have moldy comics like this. So stay tuned for the next part. All right, everyone. So here is the Tarzan 170 in the soaking bath, in the aqueous bath, and I've already put the bleach in. It's just a cheap Dollar Tree bleach. You know, just put 2 loops like Jerry the Jitterbug does on his channel. Just 2 little pores, and then I'm going to leave it here for 15 minutes on this side, 15 minutes on the other, and then take it out and see what the results we get. It may take longer, but we'll see. That's generally 15 on each side is what worked with the other one, so hopefully it will work with this one as well. I'm going to give you a little tour of my area here. This is where I do the humidity bath for, you know, pre-pressing. Up here are the 2 brackets I used with the comics on. There are some drying towels, another towel. Here's the prep table where I used to prep for, you know, either the bath or the pressing or the mending, you know. And here's another where I keep some more of some stuff. Here's where I keep the parchment paper to put over the press. Here's where I heat up my water, and there is the press right there. It's a little mobile station. Right now there's a couple comics in there. So let's see what happens next time you see this. The comic will, the cover will be out, and we'll see if it indeed has been lightened, if those spores are gone or not. So hang tight. Right, so the Tarzan is out, and we'll look at that again at the end there when we see what the results were. But I just wanted to show you the Teenage Love is now in, and I'm going to start the timer, do the same thing, 15 on each side, and we'll see what happens. All right, see you soon. Here we are back again with the results of the Teenage Love and the Tarzan. Let's start with the Teenage Love. I think it mostly did what I expected it to do. You can see the tide marks are all gone. There is still a little bit of the mold there on her forehead, and you see there's a little bit of color loss on the Charlton. And there, down there is a little bit. That cover is really clean. Let's look at the inside. So, interesting difference here is that, yeah, I haven't put the staples in and I haven't done the interior yet, but I wanted to show you. The Charlton had some color loss, even though they were both put in the bath at the same way, in the same time, with the same ingredients, but the Dell, or the Gold Key, I don't see any color loss. Although, as you will see, there's still a little bit of mold showing through. Here is the Tarzan. I mean, you know, you saw that in the earlier in the video, how bad that was peppered up there with the mold. You can still see the date stamp up there. And there's still some mold there, so this might have to go through another bath at some point. Again, I haven't done the interior yet, but look at the back cover. That's really improved quite a bit, although you can see a lot here on the white, obviously, but you saw how bad this was previously. So considering that, I think there was a great improvement there. So I have actually 2 other comics that were moldy now in the press. I didn't take a video, but I did take pictures of them. So you're going to see the before, you're going to see the pictures, and then you're going to see before, and then you're going to see in live here, and not live, but on video, the results of that. And we'll see if there's any difference. These I left in for 15 minutes each side, half hour total. The next set you're going to see I left in for an hour, half an hour each side. So let's see if that makes a difference or not. I might have to up the time or up the bleach. I'm not sure. So this is all, you know, we're learning together here. So let's see what happens. I'll be back in a bit. All right, here's the next set of comics I talked about that I took pictures of. I'll try to insert it here in the video right before this segment. And the first one is Teenage Love, number 85. As you can see, a beautiful cover there. Looks like it's like charcoal maybe, or very lush there. Now, as you can see here, there's still a good amount of mold there on that lady for whatever reason. It didn't come out as well as I'd like it to, so it looks like I'm gonna have to up the time. That cover looks pretty good, and except down there a little bit. Let's look at the inside. I think the tide marks are all gone pretty much, but nope, there's some up there. I think that's a tide mark right there. That could be a rust stain though. So it looks like I'm going to have to up the time on those Charltons for sure. Let's look at the Tarzan, the gold key. And if you can look at the pictures, the inside, there was, this one has proved quite a bit. Still a little bit there, as you can see, some little bit of spore colonies. But look at the front cover. It was much worse than this. Still has a little bit there though. So it looks like I'm going to have to up the time or the concentration of bleach. But I'm still getting good results, just not perfect results, of course. So I just thought I'd show you this. I have 2 more coming, and you'll see those in the next segment. Just a quick video showing 2 more. One is fairly heavily stained and also has a lot of mold, as you can see there, up the spine and in the back. And I'm going to do... the ones that are in there currently are in for an hour. Let's see how that goes. Otherwise, I'm going to put these in for like an hour and a half. So that's the Charlton. I thought I'd try a DC to see what different publishers, if there's any difference. Like I told you, the gold key had no color loss and the Charltons did. So here's a DC. The front cover is not too bad, as you can see here, but that back cover is just a mess. An absolute mess. That one there is not too bad. There's that big spore colony right there, and of course some down here, but that back cover, yeah, that's going to be quite a project. So let's see what happens. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so we're back here with the final part of the removing the mold experiment, and I got some pretty good results this time. Let's look at the Charlton first. If you look at the previous segment here in the video, you can see that there was a lot of mold down the middle here, and now it's pretty much all gone. So this time I left it in there for an hour. I was going to leave it in for more, but I had seen that it was pretty much all gone, and there's just a tiny bit of color loss down there. You see that? Right there, just a little bit, but otherwise the colors still look very vibrant in the rest of the everywhere else, but look at that. I mean, I think really good results. Just some really faint little areas here in the spine right there. Probably it's more from the rust than anything. Just a little bit of the mold right there left, but overall a very presentable copy now. So that Charlton came out pretty well. So I'm going to show you the young romance as well. But the conclusion I came to is that it seems like an hour is about the optimal time for you to put in a cover and get the results that you need. Look at that back cover. Remember how peppered that was with all those spore colonies? Just about all gone. And those big spore colonies are in the cover all gone. And very little color loss here. Little bit right there. I'm not sure if that was already there, actually, but you can still see the date stamp. Yeah, I really am enjoying doing this, and the results that I'm getting quite pretty good. So, again, the conclusion is, what I'll be doing going forward is leaving him in there for an hour, agitating it maybe every 15 minutes or so, but I think that if you look at all these little segments together, you'll see that this is a viable way of getting rid of mold on your comics. And again, I put them in that interlace, it's like Ramee paper, but it's like cheaper because, you know, you can use it for soaking, but not for leaf casting or anything like that. Put it in there with about 48 ounces of water and 2 bloops of cheap bleach. Just leave it in there for an hour and then take it out, dry it with a paper towel, let it dry, you know, 6 to 8 hours, and then press it, and boom, you know, you'll have a comic which looks, you know, much more presentable. I'm going to do several others, but this is going to be the end of the video for now. But I might revisit this at some point in the future. I might put the pictures on Instagram so you can see the other differences of the other comics that I've been working on. But thank you again, Night Tiger, my friend, for your suggestion. You have rescued a bunch of comics here, and I really appreciate all your expertise and, of course, your friendship and the fact that you know, you care about the comics and you want people to improve them. And definitely this is what happened here. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, it's a little bit of a different video for me. If you have any questions down below, let me know. I will answer any and all. But again, this is an experiment that I've tried, and I think overall, you know, pretty successful. Not 100% for sure, but certainly a lot of these comics were improved, you know, 90-95%, which I think is you know, pretty good results overall. All right, everybody. Hope to see you on Tuesday for my live stream with a bunch of community members. But otherwise, be kind to each other, be blessed, and be back. Bye.